Thank you. Honorable Vanderpuye, you have been in government for 120 days. What's your own assessment?
Thank you. Let's say good morning to our viewers and also to my colleague panelists, and say that sitting here as a member of the NDC and under the government, I feel so proud. I will first want to say I'm so proud to have a president who is very candid and who is very principled in his approach to governance. I want to have a president who will want to set a sort of standards and parameters for his appointees than to have a president who will just leave the playground for everyone to do what he wants. And even when they have gone against certain moral boundaries, will be cleared of any wrongdoing before investigative bodies are given the opportunity to even investigate them. Let me say, President Mahama's promises to Ghanaians before his election are bonds that he signed with Ghanaians. And he's somebody who had lived by his word. I was privileged to have served in his first government, and I know the things he said and the things he did. And today, I have no doubt in my mind that he would hold all of us to the stakes and make sure we respond to the dictates and the limits of our office. His contract with Ghanaians cannot all be executed within 120 days. Every reasonable human being should understand that, for example, if government says, I will end Galamsey, it is not an event, it's a process. And every indication, the color of our rivers have not changed, because they are not going to change in 120 days, no matter what you do. Everyone, including all these CSOs and NGOs involved in the Galamsey fight, have come to the conclusion that if for nothing at all, they've seen a great effort being made. They've seen this fight, this particular fight, being much more an escalation of what we saw some time ago. They've seen a commitment on the part of the head and on the part of the main actor in the game. Erastus Asaredonko himself has concluded that even though it is not perfect, he is impressed with the attitude and the commitment shown so far towards the fight to eliminate Galamsey from our forests. It is not a fight that is going to begin and end 120 days. And President Mahama did not say it anywhere that within 120 days he will end Galamsey. He didn't say it anywhere. I want anyone to put me to test and tell me President Mahama said it at this platform that within 120 days he will end Galamsey. He never said it there. He said he will end Galamsey. So it could be today, tomorrow, 1 year. So what we should expect to do, that the efforts being put in and the sort of commitment that is being shown will be taken over by all of us as a people to end this menace. One of the key areas I heard President Mahama talk about, which to me he has really committed himself to and he has fulfilled, taking a step into it, is when he talked about setting up and organizing educational forum and an economic forum within 120 days. These two activities will change the course of our country. Because when we are able to reform and restructure our educational system very well, then it will open the opportunity for us to be able to bring up the sort of human resource we are looking for that will turn around our economy. Two, we've lived through a situation where we've gone under stress of IMF policies. So he said, I will organize an education forum so that all of us, as a group, as a people, will be able to think and be able to carve out the sort of economic policies that will end us not going back to the IMF and going back to those policies. And these two forums have been held. And very good. I was listening to Kofi Asare yesterday, even though my brother was with him, and my brother was not too happy. Kofi Asare yesterday said that as far as those
Kofi Asare offered you watch?
Yes.
Okay, very well.
He said the sort of conclusions that they've arrived at the forum, which some of them have been started, will end up resolving major problems that have encountered our educational system from primary to tertiary. And I was excited because this is somebody who has been a very, very assured critic of our educational system, not today, under Professor Mills, even he started under President Akufo, and President Mills, President Mahama, President Akufo-Addo, and back to President Mahama. Consistently, he has pointed out some of the issues, and he got the opportunity to sit there and said they've even conducted 20,000 surveys. 20,000 respondents have responded to their survey on how to look forward as far as higher education was concerned. So it's not a president who is doing it all. This is a president who is engaging the people, engaging Ghanaians, engaging people, no matter your political affiliation, to be able as a people to carve out what is in the interest of the country. We've had economic forum. For the first time, let me say I'm happy. That unlike the Senchi forum, when a certain group of people decided that for their political convenience, they will not be part. This one, everybody, every concerned Ghanaian was there. People from various backgrounds contributed, and at least we've been able to fashion out certain things. Today I sit here, many Ghanaians out there. The president has fulfilled his promises to them. Hasn't he scrapped the e-levy?
Yes.
The betting tax?
Yes.
Emissions levy? So,
what of the COVID?
Look, the COVID, he said the COVID is embedded in the VAT. So there must be a whole law to reform it so that we'll be able to take the COVID out. And he said they have even engaged with the IMF and other multilaterals so that they will be able to carve or take out the COVID without necessarily affecting the policies they're embarking upon. It's a commitment to it. So I'm seeing a president who came to the people with a wish list. And he's been able to transform that list into an evidential document which everybody can testify to. Look, some of the issues that he talked about, you and I know from day one, that, as I said earlier with the Galamsey, are not things that... Look, he talked about ending the infrastructure deficit in our schools. It was a promise he made.
Yeah.
Even if we started building all those schools, we will not be finishing within 120 days.
120 days, true.
But the most important thing is that he uncapped the GET fund so that it will release funds for infrastructure development in our schools from the basic level to the secondary level and to the tertiary level.
So you'd agree that the nature and form in which the promises are made is sometimes what leaves room for ambiguity and questioning.
If I say I will buy you a car, does it get, has it got, let me say, a gestation period?
No. But you had a 120-day social contract with us.
Yes, so does it include buying you a car? That's what you must ask yourself. And then if I say I will buy you a car, and I don't say that I will buy you a car within 120 days, why would you want to hold me to buy you a car within 120 days?
But when you include it in your
120-day social contract,
take all the 120-day social contract.
You should have included it in your statement.
Those, if I say I'm going to build a house within 120 days,
then you should build a house within 120 days.
A building starts with a foundation.
Perhaps you have your own technology.
And that technology
Because
includes
you
yes,
promised me 120
Let us
days.
fabrication
the building should be like a manor.
No,
That will drop from
Only a
heaven.
container house.
the Chinese, they build the house and they ship it to you.
Exactly.
You want the house shipped.
And you say you will build a brick entire house and not a container
house.
That is what you want to tell me?
But you say you do it in 120 days.
So the issue is that don't hold yourself to a house. Don't define for me what our house we are talking about.
I'm only asking per
That's the argument he was making yesterday.
No,
That was the argument you were making yesterday.
Let me say this. You see, that's the point we are saying. You said, I will expunge the law that allows the
LI 2460.
You said you will do it in one. It's part of the 120-day social camp contract. Yes. So do it. It's a no hanging.
Hasn't it started the process?
No. You did not say I will start the. Look, there are things that you say you will start the process. That's what I'm saying.
Is it the issue with the
there are
language
certain
and
things
form?
there. Look, you see, they are trying to reduce performance to a ticking box, which is hollow and has no meaning, value. Do you understand? That's what you are doing. You are and then you see, politicians try to create what we call a strategic ambiguity in what they are talking, so that they can easily hide under language. Sometimes either it's the legality or whatever to hide under. Semantics. I call it strategic political ambiguity. So you say, okay, I will hold a national dialogue. That is, so once you've held a national dialogue, you take a box. It doesn't matter whatever is discussed there. It doesn't matter whether you are going to take that on. It doesn't matter whether you are going to implement. It doesn't matter whether you've held that national dialogue on education and how it will affect education. No. I say I will hold a national dialogue. I've taken the box. You want us to give you that. And that is why almost 90% of those. But then you now say, I will end Galamsey or I'll expunge the law banning Galamsey. Now you haven't done it. But you say, oh, by the way, I've started the process.
Yeah.
You see, let's hold our own critical analysis here.
Yeah.
Does it take a day to expunge a law?
But you knew that. You knew that. When you said e-levy, you sent e-levy to Parliament.
Hold on.
You knew it didn't take a day. It didn't take a day to expunge e-levy.
Yes.
It didn't take a day to expunge better tax. But you took it to Parliament. You did it. This one, you knew when Parliament was going to see. You knew you had all the factors, all the variables were known. But you would conveniently wait until Parliament leaves. And then you're not saying, oh, by the way, we'll send it there. And when you send what they send there, it's not to expunge, it's to what? Amend.
Parliament
when you did not promise.
No. You have not been in Parliament before.
No. Parliament. I hope to be there one day.
Really?
Yeah.
It will not happen.
I didn't be a prophet of God.
I'm saying it will not happen because he can't win that seat.
He's God.
I know.
He's God.
He cannot. I know his place.
He knows.
He knows.
He's God.
I'm not God.
So he knows drama.
But it will not happen.
He's God.
There's no way you can win that seat.
You are God. Thank you.
It's like you telling me you will be an MP. No. How can I?
What do you know about that seat?
Tumu.
Sister Lex, what do you know about it?
Me? I've worked there.
For the past 8 years, that seat has been.
Let's not digress.
It's one of the most flip-flop seats in the country. So what do you know about it?
Doc, we've turned it. And it will
You
never
just won it once in the last 8 years.
Have you forgotten Alija Time?
Have you forgotten?
Saying that it is a flip-flopping seat. That's what you can say.
We've held it consecutively. Alija Time.
You had it for 8 years. You've held it for 8 years. That's it.
Yes, and we've taken over again. So what?
Yes, so you started.
I said you will never be.
It's not on the deal. It's not on the deal.
You will never be.
It's not on the deal.
You will never be.
Hold on. Let's not digress. Leave their seat in.
I never knew that you
We
were
are here in
like
Accra looking at a 120-day social contract. Please wrap up your thoughts on this for me.
If you bumped up or you lamp up or you summed all into a this and that expectation that he will have fulfilled, you yourself from day one know that some of those things are not things that you can just do within 120 days.
But when you were telling us that in what was
And I'm
the
saying
thinking?
the president.
We need to understand the rationale behind it.
Did you listen to the president? And did you carefully analyze the things he said? I will end, I will do, I will initiate.
That's why I asked the question about language and form.
I'm saying that
was made.
you should not. He said he made a social contract on issues, and some of the issues he said, I will do this, I will do this. Which one did he say I will end? The ones he know he can do within 120 days, like scrapping the e-levy and all that. He said it. I will scrap it. I would have an educational forum. I will have an economic forum. And those things have been achieved.
Yeah.
He said, I will end Galamsey. And there's evidence to show that he's taking the necessary steps, commitment to ending Galamsey. So when you get up and you lump all and you say he said he will do this within 120 days, then you are misleading.
I see, just like the doc said, we are taking.
So don't you tell me
so
that
on an issue like Galamsey, where we know it's not an event, would they have been prudent for him to have given us a timeline? When if you're putting,
he didn't give us timeline on Galamsey.
And I'm asking if it would have been prudent for him to do so, because you know you can't do that within 120 days.
No, and he didn't say he would end it in 120 days.
But you put that in your 120-day social contract. That's where my issue is.
You see, the issue is that
This is the
are you the
problem.
one?
Yes.
Are you the one?
The thing is in black and white. The thing is in ink.
And the social contract, what is? I'm not denying it. But I'm saying you yourself should be able to ask yourself.
Wait question. What should I ask myself?
Can you end Galamsey 120 days?
But he said he would do it. I'm not the president.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
The law. He said he
Yes.
He said he's not expunging. He hasn't expunged.
I didn't say start the
You are
process.
both saying the same thing.
Yes.
What the argument here, the only difference is that if the president knows that it's not going to be a 120 day, you don't include it in the social contract.
Exactly.
You don't address
You
it.
told me
When
that I
you
will
are giving a
expunge
social
I will
contract.
expunge the law in 120 days.
Hold on.
Then 120 days you've not done it, and you are not saying it's not done in a day. We all know road is not built in a day.
He said
But you don't come and tell me how road is built in a day.
Hold on.
Has it started the process in Parliament?
No.
What do you mean I don't?
The process in Parliament is to amend the bill, not to expunge it.
So if you amend the bill and you expunge a class, what does it mean?
But you didn't say you're going to.
I see, you promised a repeal.
Listen.
You promised a repeal.
A repeal doesn't mean the whole bill. If you repeal clauses within the bill, it's still a repeal. Because there may be one significant clause that will have a bearing on all the sub clauses.
Right.
And when you repeal that clause, it's still a repeal. So I don't understand what people are saying.
Should I help him?
You think a repeal means
Hold on,
removing the
that's
whole bill?
then.
The whole
So
bill.
it's not a repeal. So you will revoke mining in forest reserves.
Yes. And that's the
But
process
the
that
bill
started.
that was sent to Parliament was not revoking
Revoking
it.
it.
That is the difference. The amendment they were seeking in the
LIT
in the
forest
amendment
is
is seeking
not
to revoke it.
The amendment
That is the difference.
The amendment
Yeah.
they are seeking is to take out the clause that gives the president the permission to give people the license to mine in forest reserves. And what are we talking about here?
And what happens to those who are already in the forest mining?
What I'm saying.
And it's because those were dead. That's why he made
Exactly.
the promise.
And so what the president cannot just get up and come in, and you yourself have said it, and say that I've taken up people's licenses. Unless you want to have a situation where the president has authority to just throw away laws that we have done without necessarily going to Parliament. We are not in a revolutionary time. We are in a democratic situation. And the president has said that he will use processes and law and order to make sure that these things are taken away with, they are ended, and we are free from those scorches. And that is a process he has started. And so I will not be expecting anyone to sit and think that something that somebody could not do in 8 years, President Mahama should be able to do it in 120 days.